Hey everyone, I'm Glue. Welcome to So Dungeon 2. So we're on my main save. Now, my main save is probably not the most impressive. Right, let me fix this one up quickly. Right, there we go, that's a bit better. All triple zeros, because what we're going to go over today is the soda Stein cheese, right? So I've been asked to do some videos on a few different techniques. I don't know how you want to refer to them, but soda Stein being one of them, so that's what we'll look at today. And essentially what soda Stein does is it power levels your different relics, so therefore it's really nice to have triple zeros to make it nice and easy to tell what is getting the buffs and how many buffs we're getting. So this page is maxed out, that's fine. I will just take screenshots of this and this so we can compare. Right, so what is the soda Stein? Well, the soda Stein is acquired by unlocking the tavern owner, right? So the first time you unlock him, pay however much it is for the soda. I probably can't see how much it is, right? I think it's a mil or 2 mil or 5 mil or 10 mil, something like that. But once you unlock it, you gain the recipe for the soda Stein, which requires 50 steel, 30 gold bars, and 50 greensmithing crystals. This being probably the hardest thing to get, but you can just find greensmithing crystals by farming the later floors. After which, you can craft the soda Stein, and what it has is a very special effect. So if I go to sell, we can find it by scrolling, right? Where is it? I guess you can't sell it actually. Sorry, let's do level up. There we go. So soda Stein has a 12% chance to level up a random relic on hit. So the idea behind soda Stein cheese is to essentially have a setup where the whoever's equipped with the soda Stein is just hitting back to back to back, and you're getting those chances to level up your relics. Hence why I took screenshots of start, because, well, we're going to play around with it and see how efficient we can get it. So basically what you want to set up is we'll go, let me turn auto equip off, perfect. Right, we'll go with the tavern owner. The reason you want to use the tavern owner is because he boosts the magic clock speed, right? So it just makes things quicker. So we'll hire him, and then we'll hire one miner. Now this is the usual way to cheese, because what you want to do is use the miner's transmute to turn an enemy into ore, after which you can use the tavern owner equipped with the soda Stein to repeatedly hit the ore for those chances, right? This will get you the most amount of hits because ore only takes 1 damage unless you have something like the Thorbac's pick, right, which does 99 ore damage. Okay, so that's the basis of the setup. It's just use a miner, transmute an enemy into ore, and then have the tavern owner hit them over and over again, right? So the script is super simple too. If we just create a new script, we'll call it Stein. I put the E in the right spot, hopefully, and we just do enemy is an ore, specific skill, transmutes, and then we can just have enemy is ore, default attack, and yeah, that's all we need, right? Yes and no. So you can get a bit more fancy with it. So for instance, on the miner, we could have a separate script for them that just tells them to transmute one enemy and then defend. And that way we maximize the amount of hits with the tavern owner. But we'll go with this for now, right? And we'll see how it pans out. So if we just go ahead and set up the scripts on the miner, we'll swap them to Stein. And then same with the tavern owner, right? We swap them to Stein as well. Okay. So no equipment, doesn't really matter. Your best bet is to start the lowest floor possible if you're just trying to grind out the relic levels. Better yet, you can use battle credits, but we'll get to that in a moment. Right, so we'll do the normal castle, start at 1, and we'll click go. And what we'll see is ore, hits, and then hit, hit, hit. Now, again, you most likely want to set up the miner to defend. Every now and then you'll get a proc up here, which shows that the relic has been boosted, right? So I think we only got 2 this time around, but we can just go for quite a while just through hitting. So that's the basis of the soda Stein cheese. Now, there are ways to improve upon it. Okay, so for starters, if we look at the relic, anything now with a 1, right, has been boosted by the soda Stein because everything was perfect. So we've got 2 levels off that, off of a few seconds. So you can really use it to ramp up your progress. Now, how might we improve upon this? Well, I'm going to grab a miner, then I'm going to grab the janitor, and the tavern owner, and a thief, and a huntress, right? So the reason for this is the passives. Janitor, no more janitors. If you don't have a janitor, don't worry about it. 4 is perfect for this. I'll show you why after. Then we have the thief and huntress for their passives to open all chests to help improve speed, and then the huntress also to avoid bad dungeon portals, right? Because we sort of want to look for mine shafts, right? If we find a mine shaft, it's basically more prolonged hits. Now, as for the script, let me just set it up and then we'll go over it. Right, so here's what I've come up with. We have Stein Other and Stein User. So if we go into Stein Other, we can see that there are 3 different things, right? Is an ore, transmute, is an ore, default attack, and then is ore, defend. Okay, so what this should do is with the miner, they should transmute an enemy, and then the other units will then pick off any other remaining enemies until there's just ore, after which they will all defend. As for the Stein user, well, they're just going to attack anything that is ore, and therefore get the most uses out of the Stein. You could probably also set this to any, but we're just going to leave it as is ore for now. As for the actual setup, what we have is a miner in one, then a thief, huntress, and janitor. Again, if you don't have the janitor unlocked, you don't need to use them. You can just stick in any other unit. But the reason we are running 4 is because on the 4 enemy rooms, so floor 9, 19, so on, what's going to happen is the miner is going to transmute, and then there's 3 main enemies left. The thief, huntress, and janitor are now going to pick off those enemies, and the tavern owner is then going to repeatedly hit the ore until it's clear. Right, so this should get the most hits with also taking the least amount of damage. This is good if you're trying to progress and just get a few extra levels. If you're low level or early game and therefore taking a little bit of chip damage, this should help smooth things along, right? So that's all set up. Why don't we give it a go? So we'll go to floor 1 again, and we'll see how it functions. So transmute, defend, 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 and then hit, right? And it just the tavern owner is repeatedly hitting. Same with a single enemy room. Once we get to a 2 enemy room, 1 should be transmuted, and then the thief should pick off the next unit and leave the tavern owner to continue to hit the ore. Right, so 2 enemy room, ore, clear, and then back to hitting. So this is the ideal setup, right, to continuously use the Stein. We're not going to take any chip damage. We don't have to worry about any special abilities. For instance, there's enemies that slow you down or inflict different things. We don't have to worry about any of that, right? We can just set this up, let it go, and have the tavern owner make use of the miner's transmute. Now, where this gets really good is when you start to use battle credits. That's the big thing behind Soda Stein Cheese, right? I'm pretty sure the wiki refers to it as exploit because it is just that powerful. So if we set up the same comp, we can now go ahead and spend battle credits to try to maximize our Soda Stein uses, right? So if we look at the levels again, there's 2 there, 2 there, anything else? 1, 1, right, 1. So we've got in, what is that, 7 levels so far off the Soda Stein. But, right, again, battle credits is where it gets crazy. So we'll use, for one, we'll set mine shafts, right? That's the other big thing, because we'll get a ton of levels from there. But we'll go ahead and we'll burn, I don't know, 10,000. 10,000 battle credits should do, right? So 10,000, and we'll see how many levels we get off of this. Right, almost there, perfect. So we spent 10,000 credits. We can just end. Do the loot, gold, essence, doesn't really matter, right? You'll be at your own stage of the game. But relic-wise, look at that, 588, 587, 604, 604, 603. So about 600 levels per relic is what it looks like, which is fairly decent because there are a ton of relics here, right? There's what, 7, 14, 15, plus then another, there's 25 here, 25 by 600. Boy, boy, do I have to do some math. That's 12,000 plus 3,000? Did I do that right? 15,000 levels? I think that's right? And again, you can make it more efficient. The easiest thing to do is just have a miner and then just have whoever's using the Soda Stein. Again, if you're using battle credits, time doesn't matter, so you don't have to use the tavern owner. If you want loot, you could use the thief. If you want loot, you could use the thief. I don't think there's anyone else you'd really use for battle credits, right? So yeah, you'd probably want to go just miner thief. Yeah? Give them the Soda Stein, wherever it is. Turn the script from ore to anything. So user, instead of is ore, we just do anything. Where's any? Down the bottom, perfect. Right, and then assign that to the thief. Perfect. And this should be the most amount of uses because, again, you're going to take some chip damage, so you can only really make use of this as long as you are stacking HP or healthy enough to clear, or again, you're starting at level 1, right? But the miner should transmute 1 enemy, then just defend. In fact, yes, that will make it a little more optimal, right? If we go back to other, if we get rid of this, right, just is an ore, transmutes, and then defend. And then the Soda Stein user is just going to be hitting and clearing everything, right? So they'll get the general 5 hits off of whatever the ore is. If it's iron, it'll be 5. If it's copper, it'll be more, and so forth. But then they'll also get the hits of the regular enemies, right? So equivalently, we can go ahead, spend 10k again, but we should get slightly more levels, right? So 10k. Interestingly, 99. I think that's because we hit the turn cap, most likely on a mine shaft, maybe. I don't know. I have the log, don't I? Unlocked. Can we see the log? Yeah. Mine defeated by poison. There you go. Right. So again, this is why I wanted to run 4 units so that you could clear all the rooms and just worry about ore. it's worth it. Poison did a sin, right? Because poison just does static damage. I mean, you could take a healer and heal or something like that to prolong it. But yeah, it's not too hard to make use of Soda Stein cheese. And again, it is powerful in the early game. It does drop off. I mean, this amount of levels is not really beneficial to me in terms of spending credits. I mean, you might as well just you might as well just add it on if you're using the credits to farm something else like ore or anything like that. But yeah, not too useful. Definitely an early game concept, right? But yeah, simple enough to set up. Again, all you want to use is the miner to transmute something into ore, and then the Soda Stein on any unit to then clear the ore, right? Again, the best thing to probably do is run a full comp. So again, I like using the Thief and the Huntress because this accounts for not using battle credits for being the quickest at the moment, right? So you get the chests from the Thief, and then you can avoid portals and hopefully find more mine shafts with the Huntress. Janda, if you have it unlocked. If you don't worry about it. And then just the Tavern Owner because they improve the magic clock use. Right, so hire them, have them with the Soda Stein, and we'll just show off the scripts once more. I'll put them back so that you can copy them if you want to copy them. So on the Stein Other, it's just enemy is an ore, transmutes. They'll cause the miner and one to use transmutes. Then enemy is an ore, default attack. They'll make everyone else in the party clear. And then enemy is ore means that they will start defending once there are no other enemies in the floor, right? Just the transmuted ore, which the Stein user will then take advantage of by just being set to enemy any default attack. All right, so then they'll just swing away with the Soda Stein. If you wanted to improve it a little bit, I suppose you could just put the Tavern Owner in 2, so you get the transmute and then the hits, or even put them in 1. No, don't put them in 1, because then single enemy rooms are no use, right? Although the only single enemy room is bosses, mini bosses, and floor 1. Yeah, you stick them in 2. That's probably the more efficient way, right? So it goes transmute, 1 hit, probably clear a non-transmuted enemy, right? So you get the 1 extra hit, then they'll clear everything else if there's more enemies, and then the Tavern Owner will just cycle into continuing to hit with the Soda Stein and getting you those juicy relic levels.